Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. Today I have probably a really quick DeFi Kingdoms video for you guys. I know in the last video I talked about kind of an overview of how to get started with the game, how to bridge your ETH from the mainnet to Harmony, and then how to stake Jewel in the bank, and then also how to get added into liquidity pools in the garden. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll go ahead and link it above so you can check it out and just kind of get your feet wet with the game. Today, I kind of want to talk a little bit about some of the airdrops that are happening currently in the month of January 2022. If you haven't gotten into them, it's still, you still have time, you can still do it. So I wanted to just put that information out there so that you guys have that. Before we get started, I appreciate everyone that's been subscribing to the channel. If you do enjoy my videos, I'm trying to cover more stuff, not just NFTs, but also DeFi stuff. Probably going to make some crypto radar videos soon. So definitely subscribe to the channel for future updates. And so we will get into it, which is basically just a message from the Discord. So if you're not in the DeFi Kingdoms Discord, I highly recommend it. Super helpful. A lot of people are really helpful in answering questions. And so they put this out, Jan 1. And it's probably what also caused a big spike in the price of Jewel right now. But essentially, there are two kind of big things that are happening. Or I guess there are this idea that they're gonna, right now, the DeFi Kingdoms game lives on the Harmony network. They are opening up another kingdom on the AVAX network, which is the Avalanche token. And so a lot of people are excited about that because the people who are really early into the Harmony network were the people that got kind of the Gen Zero heroes, which are really valuable. They're trading for probably 30, 40, $50,000 each. And so, people are kind of saying like this may be another opportunity to do that. I still think that it'll be really hard to get a Gen Zero hero. You can get it through a raffle, which is what I'll talk about today. But I likely think it's going to be an auction, and so we're going to see some pretty insane prices. But with that, if you don't have massive amounts of money, you can still get in on some of the airdrops that the team is offering, just to get a little more skin in the game so that you can, benefit from some of this hype and have some exposure to that. So I'm going to kind of walk through this message that the team put out. There's a lot of details in here, so we'll kind of just talk through it, and then I'll kind of tell you guys what I'm doing, and I kind of mentioned that in the last video, but essentially I'll go over it again. So to start, basically the idea here is they want to give airdrops to a bunch of people who are early adopters in the space, so that people going into this AVAX side, AVAX Kingdom, will also have a form of that currency, which is called Crystal. So Jewel on Harmony, Crystal on AVAX. And there's a lot of different ways that you can get Crystal right now. So the first way is xJEWEL. So xJEWEL is, if you remember the last video, it's what you get if you stake your regular Jewel in the bank, and that ratio of xJEWEL to Jewel keeps going up. So if you just leave it there, you'll always kind of get more Jewel out than what you put in. And so the bank used to always give airdrops, but and that's not changing. So right now the team has allocated 600,000 Crystal to be awarded to the xJEWEL holders based on your average holdings from January 3rd to January 24th. And so this essentially means that there's 600,000 Crystal. It's going to be proportionally split amongst everybody. And it's an average holdings, which is important to know, because, a lot of people may not hold all the way to this last day, because a lot of people are expecting that once this goes away, there's going to be no reason. Well, there's going to be less reason for people to have staked their Jewel, and because they may want to take profits from all the price gain on the token, so the token could come down in price. But because it's an average, some people may say, okay, I'm willing to take a day or two hit on the average that I have staked, and just kind of pull out earlier, and just get a little bit less Crystal to take profit on that current Jewel price. So that's something important to remember. So I'm currently doing this. I have xJEWEL staked, and then in addition to that, they're giving away 25 Gen Zero heroes in Crystal Vale, which is on the AVAX network, for people who have xJEWEL, and you can get one entry for 100 xJEWEL. So if you remember the last video, I have like 102 xJEWEL, and that's just so that I can get one entry into the raffle. Don't think I'm actually going to win anything, but why not? And again, this is average holding, so you just want to make sure that you average 100, or however many you want. It's 2 additional entries for every additional 100. Just in this period. So just keep that in mind. It's kind of a, play as you wish. I don't really expect, or at least I don't expect to win from this raffle. So I may kind of end up pulling out a little bit earlier, just if I want to, exchange some of that Jewel and take some profit. So that's the first way to get Crystal. The second way is airdrops for hero owners. So if you already have a hero, you'll be airdropping crystals after the launch of crystal according to the schedule. So if you have a common hero, you'll get 1 crystal, uncommon, you get 2, and so on and so forth. So, if you already have a bunch of heroes, the heroes, last time I checked, they were kind of 30 jewel floor. Based on what you have, you'll get some amount of crystals. And the snapshot's going to be January 21st, so you're still early. If you don't have any heroes yet, you can go and buy if you think that this is kind of your play. And the good thing with this is obviously once you have a hero, you can also use that hero to do other things in the game. The third piece is hero summoners. So heroes can summon things, which we'll kind of go over in another video, but every hero that's summoned from Jan 1 to Jan 21st is going to get a raffle entry for a Gen 0, and there's going to be 10 drawings of these. So again, like if you're summoning anyways, you might as well summon in this period to get into this raffle. But again, there's going to be so many people trying to do this. So, do with that what you will. And then the last 2 are airdrops for bridge jewel. So if you actually buy jewel on the Avalanche network, you can also do that. That's the one thing I haven't done, which I was considering to do, but it's costing I don't have that much ETH. But if you do that, you'll get, there's a 100K supply based on the average holdings between this period. So, this actually might be a better play than staking because there's probably more people staking than holding on AVAX. So you'll essentially be a bigger piece of the pie here. So that's just something to consider. I don't think I'm a big enough piece of the pie to actually matter, but that is something to consider. And then the last piece is the airdrops for the Jewel LP holders. So this is something that we went over in the last video. So if you are also having some Jewel LP staked in the gardens, you're going to be eligible for some crystal. And so there's going to be 300 crystal, and it's going to be based on average staked holdings between this period. So the periods are a little bit different, which is weird. I don't know really why that is. They don't all end on the same day, but I guess that's just how it is. And this is probably just because there's a penalty to unstake within 5 days or something, and it kind of drops. So that's kind of the overview of the airdrops that are in the works right now for this Avalanche launch. If you haven't gone to the game, I think this is a good time to get in. Of course, do your own research, not financial advice. But there's just a little bit more benefit, more incentive for people to get in a little bit early. And a whole new kingdom is gonna open on the Avalanche network, so you might as well get a little bit of crystal to start with over there. So that's kind of the different buckets. You can kind of base your strategy on what you're doing based off of these different buckets. And if you did really want to get into heroes, this might be a good play for you because you can get some crystal out of them. I've kind of gone the more DeFi route, so I'm staking. I have them in the LP, and then I'm debating getting some on Avalanche. But there's different ways for a lot of people to get involved, and so whatever is working with your strategy, I would do that. But I just kind of wanted to give you guys an overview video that these are all the different ways that the team currently has set up. And so hopefully that was helpful. If it was, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm hoping to make more videos on DeFi Kingdoms, probably to talk about the heroes a little bit more, as well as any updates the team makes. And recently I've gotten into crypto raiders as well, so probably going to make a few videos on that as well, because I think that's kind of an up-and-coming game. Still very early, so if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe to the channel. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.